And let's read the big news from timcast.com. Senate Republicans and Manchin block Women's Health Protection Act. Quote, make no mistake, it is not Roe v. Wade codification. It is an expansion. It wipes 500 state laws off the books, said Senator Joe Manchin. So let's just do this. That's simple. The Democrats were acting like this was going to be federal codification of Roe v. Wade. That's not true. And I will just go straight to it with Section 4 of the bill, which is 3755, which states, there can be no limitations or requirements on a prohibition on abortion after fetal viability when, in the good faith medical judgment of the treating healthcare provider, continuation of the pregnancy would pose a risk to the pregnant patient's life or health. I just want to pause real quick and assess that provision right there and just say, it says after viability, meaning the baby can survive. You're saying you can terminate the baby even if it could survive because the mother's health may be at risk. I understand if their argument is end the pregnancy, if it said end the pregnancy, but preserve the life of the baby. But it didn't say that. Quite literally, they're like, we can kill a baby if the woman would be medically harmed by the pregnancy. Why not just take the baby out and let it live?
Maybe they're assuming that if the removal of the baby would kill the woman, then. But either way, they're going to have to take the body out, whether it's alive or not.
Exactly. Also, this idea of an exemption for health, this is a term which is used very vaguely. So they're actually able to say something along the lines of, well, we have determined that this woman might be negatively affected with respect to something like depression if she has a child. Therefore, the abortion is a medical necessity.
I think it's just they need to meet their blood quotas to sacrifice to Moloch.
Yeah. I'm starting to
That's
agree.
all it is.
Yeah.
Blood quotas to Moloch. But I
Just
think you have to do
murder
that. I
babies.
think it has to be in person, so I don't know if it would count.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
I think
okay.
you're wrong.
Yeah, bloodlust is no joke. That's from eating all
it's
the
real.
animal meat.
I don't think so. There are a lot of people who eat
This
animal
got
meat that don't kill
crazy
babies.
real fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's such a strange
talking about
twist.
the history of humans.
I'm just I just made a joke.
Joking.
I liked it.
Opened up a can of worms right there.
Wow.
Can you tell if this meant like if the woman would die if the baby was taken out of the body at 8 months, or is this like if the woman would survive if the body
After
was
viability, it's the weirdest thing.
What is viability?
It means the baby can survive on its own.
Without like a breathing apparatus or like an incubator or something?
There are humans that are considered viable humans that need a breathing apparatus. Viability just means the baby can survive without the mother at this point. Maybe that does mean they got to put it in an ICU and a respirator or something. I really don't get the argument that it's like, this baby could survive, but we should kill it. I genuinely don't get it. I don't understand.
I mean, it's the purpose, though, when you think about it, because most people, they're not going out and having an abortion because they feel as if something is living off their body that they don't want to live off their body. It's because they don't want to be a parent. So viability or non-viability isn't really a relevant argument to them.
I mean, but it also just speaks to why they haven't actually gone forward. I mean, they could have codified it for the past 50 years, but they're not going to because it puts Democrats in this weird position on where exactly they draw this line, and clearly they drew the line just like so far out of field that we get someone like Joe Manchin.
Well, Manchin is like, he is the savior of the Democratic Party. The reason they don't codify Roe v. Wade is that they need it as a wedge issue. So all of a sudden, Joe Manchin comes along and he's like, oh, I can't do it. And all the Democrats are like, we're trying, but Joe Manchin won't let us.
Vote for us and we'll keep trying.
Exactly. And the Republicans do the same thing. They did it with Obamacare. They could have repealed it, but they were like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It riles people up.
So do you think it's convenient for them that Joe Manchin is standing in the way, or do you believe that he is actually actively trying to impede it for that reason?
I think it's a perfect storm. Look, Joe Manchin's a West Virginia Democrat, which means he's got to be moderate to right-leaning on these issues.
Exactly.
But I got to be honest, I don't see Joe Manchin getting reelected. That just sounds insane to me at this point. West Virginia went like 86% for Trump. This dude, I just don't see it.